y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Pieces and blessings upon all my AKHis and all my sisters out there. Welcome to Boxing Hood episode 1. And with me today, I have a very, very special guest. He was my guest on Split Decision, the first one, now as an interim champion. He's making his return on Boxing Hood, first episode. So I truly appreciate David Morrell Jr. I have him with me on the line. David Morrell obviously had a fight on PBC on a successful card because they did 1.3 million views on PBC. Obviously, PBC is the UFC of boxing. David Morrell is a Cuban sensation, one of the best Cuban fighters. He defected to the United States, and now he's fighting under PBC. David Morrell fought Lennox Allen, who was 22-0, undefeated for the WBA interim title and made history with only 3 fights. He's 3-0 with a WBA interim title. So congratulations, champion, for making history with only 2 fights and now 3-0 as a champion. How you feel?
No, I'm good, man, good. Súper emocionado con la victoria, con todo lo que se hizo en el ring.
Super excited with the fight and everything that was done inside that ring.
Y como te puedo decir, súper complacido y contento con todo lo que pasó y agradecido con la oportunidad que se me dio y la supe aprovechar.
Like I said, super happy with the outcome of everything and the opportunity I was given to fight.
So the fact that you fought on PBC with only 2-0, it lets the people know your potential in the sport of boxing. You're only 22 years old. So how was the preparation for the fight, knowing the Rona and the fact that I'm pretty sure it was difficult to get sparring partners, et cetera, et cetera. So how was the preparation for the fight, knowing it's an interim title, the first time going 12 rounds, et cetera, et cetera?
Sí, se me hizo un poco difícil en el sentido de la distancia con mi oponente.
It was tough because, it's a distance from my opponent.
Pero de ahí en fuera, en el trabajo en el campamento, el trabajo en lo personal, mi mente, mi enfoque, todo sí estaba al 100, estaba...
But everything else, I mean, the work, the dedication, being up in camp, my mental state, everything, I was ready and prepared for all of it.
This was your first time going 12 rounds. I believe the last 2 fights, you knocked your opponent out in 1 or 2 rounds. So what was the difference experiencing going 12 rounds or passing the 3-round mark? Because obviously as an amateur, you really don't go past 4 rounds in the Olympics. So how was your new experience in the pros going past that 3 rounds?
No, fue súper que... Pero todo súper que buena porque le mostré a todos los seguidores, a todo el público que decía que no, que sí puedo pelear a 12 rounds.
It was perfect. It was what needed to happen, as I showed all my followers and the, everyone that's there for boxing, that I can go the distance and can go the 12 rounds.
Y sí, el cambio fue muy fuerte porque de 3 asaltos a 12 va mucho. Tuve que medir bien los tiempos, etcétera.
Yes, and the difference is huge. I mean, going from 3 to 12, I just had to, watch my timing and really focus.
No es lo mismo mantenerse 3 asaltos consecutivos tirando golpes que 12. Es algo un poco difícil.
It's not the same, being 3 rounds, throwing punches versus 12 constant, throwing punches. It's hard.
What would you say is the major difference between amateur and pros? Is it really just the 12 rounds, the fact that you got to pace yourself and be selective with your shots, or is it more into it, like such as the smaller gloves, et cetera, et cetera?
La diferencia es todo.
The difference is everything.
Es todo. Yeah.
Right.
El time, ¿sabes? El tiempo, los guantes.
Gloves, all of it.
El saber cómo en un asalto poder atacar y en otros no.
How to measure each round, where to attack and when to not, depending how the fight develops.
O sea, llevar los tiempos por cada round.
Yeah, measure your time per round.
Right, right.
Es algo un poco difícil.
Yeah. Either way, you look good. You know, you put on a show against undefeated opponent. Again, Lennox Allen, who was 22-0. A lot of people thought that was a big step up, especially for a fighter that's only 2-0. So you definitely look great in there. Now, how was it fighting in a fanless arena? I mean, obviously during the PBC live, we were hearing back noises, but that was editing by PBC. However, you was fighting in a fanless arena. How was the feeling? What's your take on it? Because there's been a lot of questions raised that fighters might not enjoy it much. So what was your take on fighting in a fanless arena?
Hey, bro, a mí me ayudó a enfocarme un poco más en la pelea.
Hey, bro, you know, it helped me focus more on the boxing.
Yeah, man. So,
right.
Yeah, cuando hay público, cuando hay fanático, cuando hay público, cuando hay fanático, te da un golpe y la gente grita, y eso como que te desvincula de
when you
la pelea.
You know, when you have fans, the difference is that, you know, if you get hit or if you hit, you know, it gets loud and then it kind of blocks your hearing a little bit, which is an important technique to, you know, have.
Oh.
Yeah, hay boxeadores que, por ejemplo, que han perdido sus peleas por eso.
There's some boxers that have lost their fights because of that noise.
Llevan bien la pelea y le dan un golpe y el público grita, y se
you know, there's been times where, you know, they'll get hit and then that noise, they'll kind of lose where they are a little bit.
Focus.
So, focus, yeah.
Yeah,
enfocamiento.
Hay otros que les dan y el público o le dicen, oh, it's good, pero la mente no está bien en la pelea.
There's times, you know, that you'll get hit and the fans will boo, and, you know, it kind of distracts you from that focus of, you know, getting back into the fight. So on his part, he liked it.
A mí la persona me ayudó bastante.
It helped me a lot personally.
You pretty much saying it keeps you on the tunnel vision and the fact that there's no fans, there's no distractions. A lot of people did lose their fights because, you know, the crowd kind of come into play and the pressure is on. So I could see your perspective on that. Obviously, in the future, that's going to change. Either way, you captured the WBA interim title. Now you know who holds the regular WBA title, which is Canelo Alvarez. Now this is a fight that you obviously, I'm pretty sure you're looking forward in the future. Now, what's your take on Canelo Alvarez and a mega fight between you and him in the future? Because the last time Canelo Alvarez did fight a Cuban fighter, a lot of people felt like that fighter got robbed, which was Lara. So what's your take on that fight in the future?
Sí, no, cada cual tiene su punto de vista. En mi opinión, sí perdió esa pelea.
Everyone has, you know, their own take on the fight, but in my eyes, yeah, that fight was robbed from Lara.
Pero yo simplemente pienso que este fue el primer escalón. Ahora es poco a poco, ahora es...
But I believe this is my first step, you know, right now it's slowly but surely, and as taking my steps as I should.
Ahora es poco a poco seguir enfocándonos en lo que queremos y seguir adelante, lo que nos toca ahora.
Yeah, step by step, focusing on what we want.
Right. You just fought on PBC return. Now, when do you expect to return into the ring? Is it going to be sooner than later? Because obviously of the Rona, et cetera, et cetera. So when can we expect David Morrell back in the ring?
Yo pienso regresar a ya a finales de este año, pienso que se me dé otra oportunidad de otra pelea.
By the end of this year, I'm hoping to get an opportunity to fight again.
Y como mismo aprovechamos esta, seguir aprovechando la que viene.
And just like I took advantage of this one, I will be looking forward to any that come.
We'll be looking forward to seeing you again. Now, I know one of your favorite fighters is Mike Tyson. Now, he is making a return. So I must ask, Are you gonna watch Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones? And what's your take on Mike Tyson return? And what's your prediction on Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones? Who you got winning and why?
Man, no easy, man. Yeah. Depende. Mike Tyson, see, before the 3 rounds, is Mike Tyson no knockout, and Roy Jones Jr. the wins, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that if Mike Tyson by the 3rd round doesn't knock him out, it might be Roy Jr.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
man,
you actually think that Roy Jones might actually have a shot against Mike Tyson if he goes past 3 rounds?
And,
¿Tú piensas que si Roy Jones pasa más de los 3 rounds puede ganarle a Mike Tyson?
no, the 6.
6.
6.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Porque Mike Tyson is more strong than Roy Jones Jr., you know?
Yes.
Junior se mueve más.
Junior moves faster, but Mike Tyson is stronger.
Pero
right.
Antes tú podías tener una opinión porque eran más jóvenes, pero...
Before you could have an opinion because they were younger, but now...
Pero ahora son ya... La edad está arriba de ellos, ¿me entiendes?
The age is on top of them, you know, it's a factor.
No sé una opinión exacta, no sé.
I don't have an exact opinion, but something like that.
I agree with you 1,000% with that. You know, I believe if it goes a couple rounds and Mike Tyson doesn't knock him out by the 6th, like you said, I could see Roy Jones pulling it off. Now, I must ask, because last show, we touched a little on this. So how important is it mentally and physically for Cuban borders to allow fighters and their family to travel back and forth? As I'm pretty sure that will be a huge weight off your shoulder to be surrounded with your families. And is there any upgrades on that when it comes to Cuban borders allowing fighters to travel back and forth, or at least their families?
Yeah, bro, 100%, man. I'm missing my family, man. So, si mi familia estuviera aquí fuera algo, ¿sabes? Todo fuera muy diferente.
I miss my family, man. If my family was here, it would be something completely different for me. Both mentally and physically.
Yeah, le doy gracias al Señor que aquí en Minneapolis encontré otra familia, ¿no? Pero
I'm thankful with the Lord that here in Minneapolis I was able to find a second family.
Las personas que me acogieron allá a los Estados Unidos.
The people that, you know, were there for me when I first got here.
Mis manager Armando, Alexi, mis promotores, ¿sabes? Luis.
My manager Armando, Alexi, promoters Luis.
Luisito de Cuba Jr. Pero la familia es la familia.
But family is family, you know.
Right. And obviously, you know, fighters supposed to live the fighter lifestyle, and you as a fighter, obviously you away from your family. So how difficult is it? Because I know it's important to live the fighter lifestyle. You have to, as a fighter, not smoke, not drink. But how difficult is it to stay focused and be on that tunnel vision when you're pretty much solo or alone because you're not surrounded by your family? How difficult is that?
No, la diferencia es que te ayuda mucho a estar en mejor condición física.
The difference is that it helps you, you know, being fit physically at all times.
Te ayuda a tener más confianza en ti.
You have more self-confidence. That helps that way too.
Porque sabes que estás haciendo lo correcto.
Because you know you're doing the correct thing.
Y tener tu familia cerca.
And having your family close.
Te ayuda mentalmente, espiritualmente, en todos los sentidos, que sea algo de emociones.
Helps you with all emotions. I mean, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually.
Y ese apoyo siempre hace falta en todo ser humano.
That support you will always need.
Now, I have a segment. It's called Going Rounds with Fans. Now, they send me a lot of questions. The first one is, who's your favorite fighter growing up? So, who is David Morrell favorite fighter growing up?
No, mi favorito ahora no tengo uno en específico.
Favorite boxer, I don't have one in specific.
Simplemente de los mejores, capto los mejores y lo enfoco en mí.
Simply from the best, which is a lot, I take the best and I put it into use.
Can you name a couple fighters that are your best, like 5 of them, for example?
Yeah, no, yeah. Number one, man, Mike Tyson. Yeah, man. I love it, man. Roy Jr., Chua Ray Leonard,
Roy Jones.
Yeah, man. Monepiedra
Okay.
Duran. So Duran,
Duran.
King Gavilan, man.
Who's the last one?
El último, King Gavilan.
King Gavilan.
Okay. Now the second question, that's a great list right there, you know, and I could see Mike Tyson in you, the way you be going forward looking for action, because I know you more of a boxer, but you also like to fight. Now, who's your favorite Cuban fighter? That question was also asked. From all the Cuban greats, who's your favorite Cuban fighter?
Bueno, después de mí.
After me?
Yeah, after you.
No, after me, I don't know, man. Right now, no favorite. No tengo ningún favorito.
Right now, I don't have a favorite.
No, so yo uno que sí veo sería.
Right now, one that I do keep my eye on.
Jordani Ugas.
Jordanis Ugas.
Que lo sabe, está bien enfocado en su carrera,
He's focused in his career, so
es un excelente boxeador.
He's an excellent boxer.
Otro que me gusta también.
Another one that I like and follow.
No porque sea mi amigo en lo personal, pero sí me encanta el boxeo porque es un boxeo que.
Not because he's only a close friend, but because I love boxing.
Que nada que ver con lo que decían del boxeo de Cuba. Es el doctor Dorticos.
Dr. Dorticos.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him.
Yeah. He's right now two people the favorite.
Those are his two right now favorite that he would say.
Okay, yeah, those are two good fighters that I do watch all the time. Ugas do have a fight coming up as well on PBC. Now, there's a question asked, what's David Morrell favorite movie? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if you much of a movie guy.
Pero de boxing?
Boxing or just in general?
All movies. They didn't ask specifically.
I'm looking cartoons, man. No.
He likes cartoons.
You like cartoon?
Yeah, man.
So, or Dragon Ball?
Anime, yeah, he likes anime.
Pero is the
Are you much of a Dragon Ball fan or not?
Dragon Ball?
Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh man, hey, me and you on the same boat. I can't live without Dragon Ball, man. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, all of them my favorite.
Yeah, so everything mangas are my favorite, man.
Right.
The one movie I'm favorite is The Punisher.
The Punisher.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that. A lot of people keep telling me to watch that. I'll be watching Power and all of that, but I'm gonna definitely check out for Punisher.
Yeah, porque trata sobre la familia.
Because it talks about family.
Y eso me recuerda mucho a mi familia y que por la familia se puede todo, con la familia y por la familia se puede todo.
That, it reminds him of his family, and that with family and thinking about family, you can get through anything and everything.
Right. And hopefully you will be reunited with your family. And last question from the fans. They did ask, what's your hobby outside of boxing? If you do have a hobby outside of boxing, what is it?
Fuera del boxeo.
Man, it's a game PS4, man.
What's your favorite game? Is it Fight Night? Is it Fight Night Champ or PS4? There's no much boxing. So what is your game that you love to play?
No game boxing, man. I'm FIFA. You know?
FIFA, okay.
Yeah, FIFA, Call of Duty. Call of Duty. I like soccer, man. No games no lo juego porque las lesiones me puedo lesionar y eso, pero
I don't play soccer because I can, you know, easily get hurt or injured, but I love soccer. He's actually really good.
pero I love it, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love soccer too, man. That's that's one of my favorite sports. But obviously, like you said, you could get injured. So with that being said, man, it's a pleasure talking with you, David Morrell. Any thoughts you want to give out? Any fighter you want to call out? Any fighter you're looking for to fight in the future, or just a fighter you would love to share the ring with in the future? From Caleb Plant Benavidez to Canelo Alvarez. What's your take on them type of fights in the future that's going to define your career as the great fighter you want to be recognized as?
Sí, ahora mismo no tengo ningún peleador en mente.
Right now, I don't have a boxer in mind.
Solo estoy esperando terminar mis días que me quedan de relax.
Right now, I just want to enjoy the time I have and the days I have to relax from this fight.
Y esperando a mi siguiente oponente cuando mi equipo de trabajo y mi gente decida.
And wait for my next opponent when my team decides and business is correct.
Pero en un futuro sí, a todos.
But in the future, yes, all of them.
A todos, a todos.
All of them.
Y voy por todo.
I want everything.
Mi mamá me dijo siempre algo de niño que en el deporte tengo que ser ambicioso y
my mom told me something from very young, and is that in sports you have to be ambitious.
Y lo quiero todo.
And I want everything.
Yes, sir. So you heard it here from David Morrell, the one and only, the Cuban sensation, a future great to be in the sport of boxing. If you haven't caught his last fight on PBC, man, he looked tremendous against the undefeated Allen, who was 22-0. David Morrell was only 2-0 going up against Allen, where he put on a hell of a show. If you didn't see it, you got to catch it, either on PBC or on his upcoming fight. You always show me love from day one. I appreciate you, David Morrell. I'm going to leave David Morrell Instagram in the comment section below and in the description box. So make sure you follow the future of boxing. So any last thoughts you want to give out to the fans, David Morrell?
No, thank you everyone for su support. Gracias por estar ahí. Gracias por todo y espero lo mejor de David Morrell Jr.
Thank you for the support. Thank you for being there, for following me. Just expect the best out of David Morrell Jr.
Y aquí, gracias a ti por darme la oportunidad una vez más de salir aquí en tu programa.
AKHi, thank you very much for once again giving me the opportunity to be on your channel.
Y espero lo mejor, sigan mi carrera, síganme de cerca y este año que se me la oportunidad de otra pelea.
Expect the best, follow me, my career, and expect the best next coming fight.
Y esperamos otra victoria más.
Another victory to come.
That's for sure. Man, I appreciate you, David Morrell. Like I always say, man, it's my pleasure. This is your show. This is your channel. And you definitely my AKHi. AKHi stand for my brother. And David Morrell is just not a fighter to me. You an AKHi of mine. You a brother of mine. So, man, follow my brother, my AKHi, the future of boxing, David Morrell. And I will definitely get caught up with you in the future. All right, David Morrell?
All right, bro.
All right. Peace, champion. So that's David Morrell for y'all. Follow him on Instagram. I'm going to leave his Instagram in the description box below. I'm going to leave it also in the comment section below. I'm telling y'all, if y'all haven't seen David Morrell fight, he's an exciting fighter. He always brings action. He's like Errol Spence at 168. He got power, technique, speed, skill. He got the whole package. He bring whatever to the table. So, you know what I'm saying? So you really haven't seen the best of David Morrell yet. We will see in the future, inshallah. The best opponent's going to bring it out of him. And like I said, you know, he's only 2-0, now 3-0 as an interim title holder. He made history on PBC. He's under the biggest boxing banner, which is PBC. So with that being said,
hold it, you're not that pretty. I'm a bad man. Wait. I still got the world. I still got the world. I still got the world. I bear witness there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the Bungle fight. Thanking you.
They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.